Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So we'll go to your email address. Okay, so sorry, we haven't received an email yet. Okay, ideally we should receive an email. It will take time and it will come over here, but let it be. Okay, so once we receive an email address and there will be a link, and when we click on the link, this email will be this will be subscribed. Okay, and you will see that pending confirmation, it will be confirmed. Okay, and once it's confirmed, what we'll do is over here we'll go back to rules. Okay, so if you schedule it for every 5 minutes, it's going to send every 5 minutes an email address, email to the email address which has been subscribed. So if I just refresh it, add target, and I say SNS topic, and I say okay, let me just refresh it because that topic has not been coming up yet. Okay, so if we go event pattern, schedule, just go back to rules, create rule, add target, SNS topic. Now you see your topic over here. Click on that. Okay, now event pattern and schedule. So if you schedule it for every 5 minutes, it's going to send and trigger this topic, and this topic is going to send an email to the subscribed email addresses, which is we don't get yet now. So maybe in a spam I can check for this. Social category draft sent. Important news. Spam. Do I have it in spam maybe? Yeah, over here you can see AWS notification, subscription confirmation. I would say okay. Okay, so you see that this has come into us. So if I click on that confirm subscription, okay, your subscription has been confirmed. Such type of things you will get it on S3 bucket trigger was the topic name. So if we go back and we see our this stuff to us, so you would see that. Let me just refresh it. Okay, just let me refresh the page as it's not refreshing. So let me go back to the topic section and come back to the back again to the topic. And now you'll see that the status has been confirmed. Okay, so that means the mail address has been registered and it's been confirmed. Now we'll go back to the rule. So in a rule, if you say schedule, and if you schedule it for every 5 minutes, it's gonna trigger this SNS topic in every 5 minutes. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to tell you about the rules. Okay, rules are basically um, in CloudWatch events, rules are basically used to invoke target based on the events happening in your AWS environment. Okay, so for example, if you have a, let's say if I have a API gateway, or if anything goes API, or anything goes with not API gateway but with S3, because it's an S3, so I'll see for S3. Okay, so if anything goes with S3, not all events, but bucket level operation, and that too with a specific operation. Whenever someone creates a bucket, then trigger my SNS topic. Okay, so if anyone, you see that on the below there is like source S3. Whenever CloudTrail API has been called, if there is a event source in S3 and event name is create bucket, so if any create bucket event has been triggered, just trigger the SNS topic. Okay, and if that happens, configure the details, write your rule name. Okay, so you can write your rule name over here. So let me write this rule name as S3 trigger rule. Okay, and then create rule. Now what will happen if I go back to S3? Okay, and I create a bucket. Okay, if I create a bucket, it's gonna trigger the SNS topic is going to send an email. Okay, so if you click on create bucket, and then you write your bucket name, Sony demo day 3. Okay, and then you click on create bucket. Okay, so it has been created, Sun demo 3, and on the notification, on the notification you would be receiving an email address very soon. Okay, you see that there's a notification email pop-up came up on the top, and you click on that, it will give you a detail of what has happened. So it says version this, event source is this. It sends the complete CloudTrail event to my email address, saying that this is an event version, web federation. There's an event name create bucket which has happened. Source IP address was this. User agent was this. Okay, something. And then request parameter has happened. Bucket name was Sun Demo Day 3. Host was S3. Response element and so on. Okay. So CloudWatch, if you go back to CloudWatch, so the rule in a events rules, events are basically event are basically formerly known as CloudWatch events. They are event bridge which provides functionality from CloudWatch events and launch a new it gives you information about to extract or to capture the events.
Hey viewers, our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
So that the set of rules which you write is basically route all the events from your AWS resources for processing by selected targets. So you can create, edit, and delete rules which you want. Okay. So for example, you're not good, you wanted to monitor on the, or you wanted to trigger something on the basis of some events which occur in your resources, you can create a rule always. Okay, and you can delete it afterwards your work has been done. Okay, so rules can be created for two types. So that's about the rules. Then you have an event buses. On the what is event bus? Basically, event bus accepts events from AWS services. It put events, API calls, and other authorized accounts. So you can, the set of rules which you have, you can right now whatever rules you write on CloudWatch, those rules are being triggered in the account, right, which you hold. But if you want your events to be transferred or the rules, or you can have a scenario where you have a different child accounts and you want different child accounts rules or events whenever then S3 event get triggered on say child X, and you want that event to traverse to you, right? So if you want cross account events should transfer, then what you can do is you can use an event bus for that, and in an add permission option you can write an event account ID over here, that this is the account ID which can receive, or which can where I will send my event, okay, or where who can have an access to my events which will be triggered, or who can have access to my set of rules which will be triggered on the on this particular account. Okay, that is what event. On the organization you can write the org ID as well. That's event bus. Okay, so events, rules, event bus. Then here is a interesting stuff called logs. Okay, so logs have, again, as I said, it's a CloudWatch logs actually allows you to monitor, analyze, and store logs. CloudWatch logs enables you to centralize logs from all your systems, applications, and AWS service in a singly highly scalable service, and that's your CloudWatch log. So anything which you create or you work on, any resources, any services, you wanted to keep a track of them, you wanted to keep a logs of them, you can do that by creating a log group. Okay, so by default, if you use any of the service and you, let's say you create a Lambda, you create an EC2 instance, you want their logs to be configured, you want their logs to be maintained so that you can see a proper CPI utilization, a proper RAM utilization, whether it's going good or not. You'll always use a logs option, and these machines or these services actually provide you the option of creating your log groups. So when you create some services, or you use some of the resources, your logs will come up into a log groups. Okay, so in a log group you would see that if there are log groups, you will see that what logs can be maintained, what information can be created. Okay, so right now there are no log groups. For example, if I create a Lambda function, and for example, let's me create a Lambda function over here to understand what log group looks like. So Lambda is the function which Lambda is a service which I'm going to consume in AWS. And if I do that, let me just close all the other unnecessary tabs. So I have a functions over here. Okay, so let me create a function. Okay, so over here I can write my function name as Sony demo day 3. Okay, and here I can write Python 3.8. So these are the set of supported language it supports. So it supports Python, it supports Java, it supports .NET, it supports Ruby, and it supports Node.js and Go. Okay, so I want to use a Python 3.8. Then it's an option, create a new role. Okay, and create function. So my intention is not here to explain you what Lambda looks like. Okay, the intention is over here that if I create any of the resource in the AWS, we have that option that we can create a log group. Okay, and the log group will have a set of it creates a set of logs which you can be coming from your resources, or it can coming from your application as well. So here on the permission, if you go and you'll see by resource, you see that it's going to use a log, and it's going to create a log group named as AWS Lambda and Sony Day Demo 3. Okay, so it's going to create a log group, and it will be created automatically. So if I'll just execute it one or twice, well, with some print command. Okay, just a print command. I'm going to write it over here. Hello from the Lambda. Okay, and then I would say test it. It says event, something like that, ev create. Click on test. Let me just deploy and press enter again. Okay, you can see the response over here as well. But if you want to see the log groups, let's go to log group again. and just refresh the page. Okay, here we have a log group. We click on that. And in the log group, you have a the number of time you have executed. You see the logs. Click on that, and you would be able to see the logs like hello from Lambda. This is what the print statement I have written, and you're able to see those logs. So log group is a set of like you can create a log group where and inside a log group you can uh, it's as the name suggests log group. It allows you to view and group your complete logs into one area, and then there you can put your all complete logs, and later on you can monitor and see what inside. Okay, in log group we can, as you know that in a log we can have a huge amount of log, right? We can have a huge amount of logs. So they give you an option of insight where you can write queries in order to extract the exact log information. Okay, so you have that option over here in the log insight. So if you have a log group and you wanted to look for a specific information, you can view always your logs in an insight. Let's say view log in insight.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, and when you say view log in insight, there you can have specific fields, and on the specific fields you can search for a specific with the specific fields you can search for a specific time frame. You can search for a specific message you wanted to look for. That you can do over here with this. So it allows you to query your log groups, okay, within an hour time and so on, because the log groups can be huge and it can have multiple informations and many informations. So if you want to extract the information specifically, okay, I want only those logs which has a message called hello from Lambda. If you want to do that, you will say over here field timestamp and message, and you'll write filter. Okay, filter on the basis of time message. Okay, and message, and also the message should look like, okay, what should the message should say? Message should say that hello from Lambda. Okay, but we have to write it like this. Okay, hold on. You have to write a message with the option called like, and go back, you have to write this like, and then you have to write hello from Lambda. That is a message slash this. Okay, and run query. Okay, so something maybe I'm not writing good. Hello from Lambda. Okay, this is a message you wanted to look for that you can write. So it will fetch you the record when it has happened, not only the timestamp. If you wanted to to get the stream as well, so you'll write a timestamp, and you wanted to get the stream too, so that you can locate and see where this exactly occurs or where this exactly is available. So write @log stream. Okay, just run it. Okay, it's just not appear with the link. It should appear with the link. I think I'm not writing the correct way. Yeah, I think stream has a capital S. Okay, so now run query. Okay, now you see that there's a log stream, and you click on this log stream, it will take you to the area where you get the access of. Yeah, like where the logs has been written. Okay, so basically log groups is a group of logs which will be maintained. Insight will be the option which allows you to write your query and look for the specific logs which you wanted to look into a log groups. Like you can have a multiple in a huge amount of logs. You can grab that information with this particular command. Okay, so logs, log group, insight, and then there is an alarm. Okay, so alarms are basically you can create on the top of matrices. Let's say, for example, I wanted to create an alarm if suppose um, my this particular matrix goes up. For example, CPU utilization goes up than this, then I should be alarmed, or I can create an alarm. Let's say, so creating an alarm is very easy. You can click on create alarm, then you have to select a metric. Okay, so select a metric will always be, you have to use a matrix on the basis of which you have to create an alarm on. Okay, so alarm basically is an alarm which on the basis of matrix, which allows you to trigger a SNS topic, or send you a message, or send you a notification email, and so on, right? On the basis of, let's say, for your CPU utilization goes above than 80, then you should get alarm. Um, your billing goes up, then, for example, if I have a billing alarm, I can say, hey, create an alarm, and if my estimated charge goes more than, you see that, more than $5, then give me an alarm. Okay, so it will send me an what alarm will do, right? What alarm will do, when you will go and configure a topic. Okay, use topic ARN, and if you know the topic ARN, or you have an existing topic, you can select for that. Okay, so what will happen if this alarm or this condition over here, which is a matrix, I'm saying continuously a lot of time, so this condition or a matrix get match, right? If this condition or matrix get match, it's going to send me a email, okay, on a topic which is over there already, and you will see that the email will be sent to this, okay, related to the cost and so on. Okay, that is about CloudWatch, guys. We make log groups, we create logs, we have insight, we have events, we have rules, okay, on the event bus. So on the operation wise, you, from security operations, you might need this very oftenly for the SOC people. Okay, great. I will take a pause again over here. We'll wait for your questions if you have any related to config, CloudTrail, CloudWatch, and the practical we did, right? If you have question, you can shoot it out now. If you don't have any question, we'll take a break, come back, and we'll do a pen test on S3, and then we'll move ahead. We'll talk about the networking and pen test on the AWS. Okay, so let's wait for your questions if you have any.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Vasan,
Yes.
so as normal web application pen testing, which is hosted in normal server and which is
Mhm.
hosted in AWS, so any new test cases will be increased or same we can test or any
You will have,
difference is there?
yeah, you will have to increase one or two test cases. One test case would be, Manikanda, that's a very good question. But one test case you will have to increase is that is from the point of information gathering. You have to make sure that there is no leakage of access key and secret key. Okay, through the
Okay.
code or through the API. If you see and you grab access key and secret key anyhow, right? Then your test
Yeah.
cases increase. Only when you have an access key and secret key, only in those cases your your test cases increases. But from the host of the configuration, or from the configuration point of view, if you see, you just have to make sure that EC2's reverse proxy has not been set, and which is very rare to see nowadays because people are aware of it. And instance metadata is not been configured which is from the point of application pen test. This is not your task. This is what the security operation engineer has to look upon when he's working on the AWS as a security engineer. He has to say that this particular services and compliance has been maintained from the point of operations on security. But from the point of pen test on the application, you just have to watch out for the access key and secret key. But if you have an access key and secret key, then your test cases increases, and then you include a PACU framework into the consideration. But as far as you don't have an access key and secret key exposed, you are good to go with the test case which you have, like the OWASP test case so far. You can use that, or you can use your manual pen test skills to do for the exploitation. But if any case you got your access key and secret key of any of the role or like users, then your test cases increase, and that too with the specific you what permissions this particular role have, and if it has much more permission, then how can I exploit it more.
Okay.
But once you don't have an, because you need access key and secret key every time you perform attack on the AWS environment.
AWS. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
information
And for
leakage.
yeah, one more thing here. So we are using a RDS, right, like a database servers in the AWS also. The attacks might similar for SQL injection or any injection type.
Yeah, it will be similar for RDS. It's going to be similar. Your SQL injection will definitely will happen. The other attacks will also happen on the RDS, right? So it's going to be similar, the one which you do it on the
Oh,
application.
okay. And one more else thing, like application by default, it's enabled AWS firewall, or we need to externally enable.
We have to externally enable it.
Okay. Otherwise, it will be by default. It is off.
Yeah, it is off by default.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So what is VPC? First, we'll talk about that, what VPC is and what is the purpose of VPC. That's a virtual, your virtual private cloud. What is virtual private cloud? We'll talk about that. What are important stuff when we see VPC? So VPC is basically, as it says, virtual private, which is basically nothing but it's just kind of VPN on your premises. That's virtualization of logical separation of your complete your complete resources that you can think of. So it's an Amazon private cloud enables you to launch AWS resources into a virtual private network that you will define. Okay, that's what VPC is. And we always create a VPC, and then we different subnets into it, and then we associate different EC2 instances on the subnets. So that's how the complete stuff work. Okay, to see it, let me just draw a diagram first, and we'll explain you what VPC is. So to launch AWS resources into a virtual private network that you have defined. Okay, so for that, let's just JS Paint. Okay, so VPC is basically this, right? So if I say VPC, so this will be a virtual private cloud which do a complete separation of your virtual private network, and your VPC contains your VPC network VCL. It contains your route tables. It contains your complete private and public subnets. So you maintain your subnets, private, public, and then on which subnet you put your database instances, and so on, right? So we have a proper logical segregation of the services, and we do that with the help of over on the cloud. We do that with the help of VPC. Okay, so I'll give you logical things how it looks like. So let's imagine that this is your VPC. So this is a VPC layer on the top. So I'll say it as a VPC. Okay, then on the VPC you will have a Control Z. You will have a private public subnet, and then you will have a private subnet. Then you will have security group. Then you will have NACL. Then you will have your this is your security group. This is an NACL, network access control list. Then these are your, you can think of route tables. Then definitely there would be some some routers. So something like this. Okay, so and you have a complete VPC where you create subnet. This can be a private subnet, and this can be on the public subnet. Then on the public subnet you include your EC2 instances or the services which you want to expose to the world. On the private subnet you include your database information. Okay, so your DBs comes under to your private subnet, right? And then these gets attached with the security group. Like security group is act as a kind of firewall where you will define the set of IP addresses or the set of ports which are open to the world. That's it. After security group, before security group, NACL comes into the picture. NACL actually decides the traffic to to be followed, like traffic to be which will be going up or coming from the route table to a specific VPC. So then NACL is configured uh, on the route table, and then on the route table you define where to take the traffic and which either to take this traffic to public subnet or to take this traffic to private subnet. That's completely configured on your route table. Okay, so VPC is an important terms, and I have a picture. Maybe I will just look for.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.